Tyler Reddick, a once-in-a-lifetime talent in NASCAR, is making headlines again, but for opposite reasons compared to what happened at Road America. It's official that Tyler Reddick, after the 2023 season, will be moving over to 23XI Racing and will race for that team. In this video, I want to express some of my opinions on what's happening, as well as some possibilities of what will happen with both drivers and teams involved in this transaction. Some realistic, some not. So let's just jump right into it. So what does this mean for Tyler Reddick as a driver? Well, looking at it right now, this is a step backwards. The number 8 race team has been a far more competitive operation compared to 23XI's cars. Reddick has a win and is locked into the playoffs, and has also been able to be competitive at several other racetracks before bad luck took the opportunity for a victory away. Austin Dillon, meanwhile, has had the opportunity to steal a few victories at places like Talladega and Martinsville. As for 23XI, they have been pretty much unnoticeable. They have been no-show for everywhere except Kansas, where Kurt Busch has been able to lock himself in with a victory. But a lot of people look at Kurt as a driver that's set for retirement within the next few years. He's been racing for 24 years in NASCAR's top 3 divisions, and a lot of people think that he'll retire at the end of this year or the next. This means that Kurt Busch's 45 ride, in the eyes of many, is the most realistic option for Tyler Reddick to join the team in. There is still just as much a realistic opportunity, to me at least, that Reddick can also drive the 23 car. Bubba Wallace is essentially the man that helps bring in a lot of money when he isn't bringing in that good of a performance. He has sponsorships with companies like McDonald's and DoorDash, but he is still a controversial figure in NASCAR. Now, I could care less about Bubba Wallace's personal opinions. This is a free country. You can believe in whatever you want. What I want to look at, though, is his performance on the racetrack with the team. His Talladega win was a fluke, in my opinion. I'm happy for any driver that gets his first win, but considering to what happened to Erik Jones this year, I think that's what would happen to Bubba Wallace last year. It was still a history-defining moment, and I'm happy for him, but looking at what's been happening this year, it's a regression. His teammate Kurt Busch has a win and has been locked into the playoffs. Bubba Wallace has neither. Now, this can be jotted down to one of two things. Either 1, the driver isn't up to par, or 2, the team is underperforming, and that, for me, is the latter. The team is still young. It's going to make mistakes. Both drivers and owners are still trying to figure everything out, and I feel like the team could be holding Bubba Wallace back just a little bit, and in the way that RCR was holding Tyler Reddick back. But I feel like RCR was a much better team compared to 23XI, and I fear that that could be what happens to Tyler Reddick. He gets held back even more after joining 23XI, and I don't want that to happen. But that's enough about the living arrangements for Tyler Reddick once he joins 23XI. In the meantime, there's one other question we need to ask. Who replaces Tyler Reddick in the 8? And for me, I think there's 3 viable candidates, and 2 of them are already with the team. The most likely driver I see replacing Tyler Reddick is Austin Hill. His rookie season has been going great this year. He has 2 wins at the super speedways, the season opener at Daytona, and the most recent event so far at Atlanta. He's easily going to get Rookie of the Year this season unless something goes devastatingly wrong. But for now, I think he will be the future for RCR in the Xfinity Series. His sophomore season, I believe, will be even better than this one, and I feel like after 2 seasons, he'll be ready to replace Reddick in the number 8 car. If anything goes wrong during that time, it might not happen, but looking at it right now, Austin Hill is the number 1 pick, in my opinion, to replace Tyler Reddick in the 8. The next driver that I think could replace Reddick is Sheldon Creed. I think he needs a little bit more time, though, and I feel like by the time he's ready to move up to the Cup Series, that spot in the number 8 will be taken by someone else. Creed is still a very good driver, but he needs a little longer to develop. Compared to his teammate, he has no wins, no top 5s, and only 6 top 10s, and he's not even inside the playoffs. I feel like he'll miss him this year, he'll make him next year, and then he'll improve in 2024. By then, the 8 will have been taken by someone else, and he'll probably have to move to an RCR affiliate team like Trackhouse, Colleague, and maybe even Petty GMS. But looking at it right now, if something goes wrong with Austin Hill, and Sheldon Creed's able to get his act together, he could steal the 8 ride from Hill. The last driver on my list is Kyle Busch. Rowdy has been the number 1 top guy for Joe Gibbs ever since he joined the team in 2008. But now sponsorship could lead him to be finally departing from a long tenure with the team that's given him 2 championships over 200 wins. Sponsorship issues, as well as Ty Gibbs, Joe Gibbs' grandson, moving up to the Cup Series, could be the factors that help push Kyle out of the number 18 ride. At the same time, as Reddick leaves RCR, driver and team could make a deal for Kyle Busch to drive the number 8. It would be the biggest story for silly seasons in NASCAR since Dale Earnhardt Jr. moving to Hendrick in 2008. Again, it's a spitball possibility, but if something could happen that leads it to becoming more likely or even set in stone, that would be the headline of a lifetime for so many new NASCAR fans. So that's my opinion and my ideas about what could happen to Tyler Reddick and the number 8 race team. Again, it's just a few spitball ideas, but I feel like there's a bunch of merit to all of them, and I just wanted to make a video about one of my favorite NASCAR drivers and one of my favorite NASCAR teams. If you like the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and feel free to comment any other suggestions. This is a very different kind of video that I've made, but I'm such a big fan of NASCAR, I just wanted to make it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.